Hey, everybody.
Hey, guys.
Welcome to Finding Your Music Mojo. I'm TC from TKR Video Central, the OG pop music guru, and Dawn is over there.
The OG. And I'm Dawn from Two Hip Chicks. Welcome, everybody, and thank you again for tuning in.
Welcome. You know, I'm just thinking, you know, we've both changed completely since we did that opening. The pictures of us in that opening is...
I know. It's like, wow.
Oh my gosh.
Cartoon ourselves, and that way it's less noticeable.
I have the Peanuts cartoon thing I use on everything. Myself as a Peanuts character.
Ooh.
I got that when the movie came out, so I'm like, okay, I use that for my ID and most of the stuff I do. So
that's cool. We should try it.
My wife is here. Than this. Hi, Mary.
Hello. Yes.
Chat's choice tonight. We have nothing big and planned. We thought we'd throw it open to the chat for anybody that wanted to take a stab at what to talk about this evening.
Stab away. Two lovely people. Aw, she's sweet. She's sweet. Yeah, I mean it's open season here at Finding Your Music Mojo.
Consider it be open mic night. Is that what would be called?
Yeah, we're gonna let you guys pick the topic. And Glams is here. Welcome. Hey, Glams.
Hey, Glams.
Thank you. What would you like to talk about music related? We're leaving it up to the chat.
I have no stabs. She says.
Stabs. That's okay. You don't have to have stabs. You can have just ideas, questions, queries, comments, stuff. I could start with showing you what I found up in my stash of records that was shown earlier. The difference between styrene and vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
We have two things here, and of course, it would be the classic single of "Disco Duck" by Rick Dees and his cast of idiots. So I had literally, because we get so many 45s, I had literally gotten two of these, and I noticed that they weren't the same exact printing or press and label. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, this is vinyl and this one is styrene. So I brought them as an example. And here I am, big and in charge. Larger in charge. All right, we'll start with the vinyl one first. So this one, what they do, the difference is styrenes they press without a label on them, and then they apply the label. Let's start with that. It's a different, what do I want to say? Styrene and vinyl have different consistencies and characteristics, but the way to tell the two apart, if it matters to you at all, and some people it does, because they say they can hear a tonal difference or they can hear a quality difference or whatever. So vinyl is pressed with the label right in the glob of goo, and when they press it, it kind of pushes the label right in, and you can tell because it's a nice smooth little transition, and there's no edge here between the two. It's
okay.
Inside the vinyl, it's actually like in the plastic or the vinyl, what you call vinyl. So that's why. So it's that way. Also, some people say there's a tonal quality when you tap them. There's definitely a thickness and a weight difference, though. This vinyl is heavier, it's thicker, and that just because of the nature of the beast. Where styrene, you can see, let me see a good spot here. Can you see that edge on there? You can actually like peel the label off. There we go. You can see where the label will actually come off.
Yeah.
That is an applied label. It's glued on after the record is pressed. So I think you'll find more often, I don't know, somebody's going to do a study, I hope, where they may have mislabeled a styrene label or a record more than they do vinyl for whatever reason. But, and this one is thinner and lighter, and it, so they're saying basically what people say is the grooves aren't as deep, or it doesn't have as much weight or mass to it, so it affects the quality of the sound. Unless you're playing them side by side on a really good turntable, you're probably not going to hear that difference. And truthfully, if you're going to play Disco Duck on a really good turntable, that's okay. I'll let you make that decision. But that's the difference basically. And that's how you can tell. So if you're looking something up, say if you're on Discogs and it says this label, and it looks like this, but then it says styrene on it, and you know darn well from checking it out that this is probably a vinyl one, that's the wrong one. So
the other way you can tell is that the edge is thinner on vinyl than it is on styrene. Styrene, it's the same thickness all the way through. Vinyl usually tapers thinner at the edges. So rounded, more rounded. So that's good. All right, well, we get a lot of chat going here. Hello, Don. Thank you for
Hey,
coming
Don.
by. Much appreciated.
Stabby.
Yep.
Take a
Don wants
stab
to
at it,
talk
kid.
about worst album covers.
Ooh, there's a few.
There's a lot.
AKA Bread Company's here too. Welcome, hon. Welcome. Worst. Ooh, well, let's see. There's a few. I mean, there's on Facebook. I don't know if you guys are even on Facebook anymore, but my friend, the guy who has the record store here, Tom, he turned me onto this Facebook group that's called Shitty Record Covers, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You're aware of that, and they post some really fun ones.
Yeah, there's some good ones out there.
They're interesting. A lot of them, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of them are like Christian oriented stuff because they
Yeah.
got the big hair, and then that's like, he touched me or something. It's just really bad record covers. But there's other ones from disco ones that are really, let's call them misogynistic covers.
Yeah.
Where the guys are like full on, doing whatever pose, and the girls in front of them half naked kind of thing. Those are pretty crappy. I feel. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Yeah. I know I've seen some of those groups. I haven't actually been to that. I'll have to check that Facebook out. But I've seen so many, complaints about certain stuff, and even some major label artists. I brought one up this weekend on the Kirkham Report. Dolly Parton has an album called Bubbling Over, and it's basically her head is bobbing on top of bubbles, which are coming out of a hose. And I mean, this is from 74 or 75. I forget which. It was after Jolene, but before Here You Come Again. I'm like, wow. I don't know what art department thought this was a good idea, because she looks ridiculous like that.
I want to see if I can find that cover. Bubbling Over. Wow. Betcha.
Yeah, I'll have to look that one up. I don't know that one. Bad. Born to Die.
Born to Die. Grand Funk.
Die.
Oh, okay.
I also don't like it a lot of the ones where the artist will have an extreme close-up of their face on the cover.
Yeah.
I mean, John Denver did a lot of those.
There you go.
Yeah,
that
there
one?
you go. That's the one. That is just like, what in the world were they thinking?
Well, it almost like, okay, isn't she standing behind herself there? Like she's literally standing behind herself, but also it kind of gives it. I guess it's almost like an angelic kind of materialization, like you're on Star Trek and you're
maybe they were going for that. I don't know, but it's just like terrible. It's a terrible cover.
Looks like they're beaming her in, like in Star Trek, and only her head is showing up right now. The rest of her ain't going to be there. There you go. All right, what was the other one I was supposed to look up?
Born to Die, Grand Funk. Let's take a look at that one.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a horrible title. I mean, ooh, okay. I see what he's getting at there. Please hold. I got a full-size picture of it. Oh, of course I went to eBay, and I don't want to go to eBay. Thanks.
I know, I hate that. eBay and Amazon, you pull up the wrong stupid thing. You can't just get just a picture.
I know. I know. Oh, I see. All right. I'm not getting it great. I mean, I can show you on Wikipedia what it looks like, but they're not going to let me have the picture. Hold on. That is a kind of a weird. Although the Grateful Dead, but I don't know if you can see it, but they're all in caskets.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Okay. Yeah, we were going. I actually used that recently on the retro radio. At one of the songs came up, and that was the album cover attached to it. So it just goes with the video I use, and so that's almost creepy.
It's either caskets or it looks like test tubes. I'm not sure which to make. I kind of got that. That's weird.
Patrick,
welcome, buddy. It's open discussion, open mic. You guys pick the topic, and we will talk about it. Music related, hopefully. But
hopefully.
There you go. I mean, that's kind of the show. But you get that. Hello.
Yeah, that actually resembles the whole what was the name of the TV special they did? 33 and the Third Revolutions per Monkey, where they were like in these plexiglass tube things. I was like, I remember seeing that when I was a kid, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, that was just out there. I know it was the
And, you know,
60s, wheelbarrow full of drugs.
the more I look at that, how tall are they supposed to be? Because those caskets seem
Yeah,
to be disproportionately long.
huge.
They're long. It's like these
Yeah,
guys. I don't know if that was subliminal or
it's
not.
like
I
they
don't know.
lengthened them to make sure they fit the total album width. You know,
There you go. Stretch them out, baby. Stretch them. So yeah, Born to Die. What a nice title. What a nice. But yeah, check out
well,
the check out that Facebook group. They have a lot. They have a hoot.
I'll do that. Patrick, go ahead and tell us how amazing the Transformers movie soundtrack is, because I'm not sure what's on it.
Yeah, bring it, buddy. Bring it. You can do it.
Welcome, Johnny. Thanks for coming by.
Hey, Johnny. Welcome, bud. Welcome. Record covers. I'm gonna pull up see if I can find
the track listing. Yeah.
No, I was thinking the Facebook group. Oh, that's one. All right. I forgive me for pulling up Facebook, kids, but here we go. You're gonna see Facebook. This is the one that's
Okay.
on there. That's on there right now. Hang on. There we go. Share that. How's that for a great record cover?
Music for trapping. What's the rest of that say?
Trapping Tender, that is.
Tender,
And Elliot Lawrence and his orchestra. He's got women's heads mounted on like taxidermy.
That is such a 60s lounge album cover.
That is
so
wrong.
many of them are so out there like that.
That is so wrong. I had this one. I actually had that one.
Music for a striptease party.
Yep.
Okay.
I sold that record. I don't know. I think Glams bought it. I don't know who bought it. Somebody did. I remember having that record. There you go. Guitar and You. That's about it.
Yep.
Ooh, hello. That's a good cover.
That's actually an album cover?
I believe so.
Yikes. No, it's not
that's
a
just
record
a photo
cover.
of him posing. If that's Barry Gibb posing next to his Lotus, oh my God. Higher Education. I have seen that one too. The Escorts. Yeah, what are people thinking when they're, let's take a picture of ourselves in jail?
Yeah, that's going to help sell the whole rebel thing, I suppose.
The gangsta thing. Who says God is dead? Loretta Lynn. You got to watch your... It's not a question mark. It's an exclamation point, for one thing. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
So it's not an answer to that question. It's not a question. There you go. Okay, here are more people on Holy Slimy. Oh, okay. I know, right? And then they got people. Ooh, I've seen that one too. Herbie Mann's, the one with his flute, is with a sight.
Herbie Mann's push. Herbie Mann did a lot of goofy covers.
It's some weird stuff.
Push is him standing there in all his shirtless, hairy-chested glory. I picked up that album just for the album cover. The album cover is so bad. It's just like hilarious.
That's why you picked that album cover up. Exactly. Let's see what else we got. People working. Oh, that's a good one too.
I can't even read the name of the band. Chromed?
It is.
Or Chromeo. Is it Chromeo?
No, it's okay. CHROM. Oh, it's Chromeo. You're right. But I don't know what that's the flourish. Wow. Nice.
Glams, are you a Herbie Mann fan? He does great music. He's a great musician,
he does, yeah,
for sure. But man, he has questionable choice in album covers. The Superman album with him in the Superman costume. I mean, really? Okay.
That was a good one.
I don't know what they were thinking of there. That's pretty bad.
DC's channel tonight. Yeah, we're both broadcasting. So if you're trying to talk to us on one of the other channels, it should go up. It should show up in StreamYard for both of us.
Yeah,
but we're
we should see it either way.
Bible stories. What is it? And his loaf was this big. I get it. like that. There's some of these are harder to. Yeah, that one I wonder about. I was wondering about that
What
shadow.
the hell?
Just
I've never
Snoopy.
seen that one. I've never seen that one.
It's her best imitation of a hood ornament, I think.
I guess so.
It seems to be. That's what it is. I don't get it. I don't
Very
understand it.
weird.
Oh, there you go. Dr. No. That's interesting. What happened to Yogi Bear and who are these people?
And the Three Stooges with googly eyes.
I'm a fan of his covers. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Okay.
I think they're getting fewer and harder. Oh yeah, Jefferson Starship. This album cover. What? What?
What album is that?
That is their what's it? Oh crap! What's the name of that?
That's one of the later ones, isn't it?
I can't get it to get any bigger, really. Blow it up. No.
I'll find it.
It's Modern Times. That's what it is. I can read it. Yeah, it's Modern Times. Whoops. Lost my place. There we go.
I just want to see if that's. So that's their
classy in this group.
first album with Mickey Thomas on the lead vocals, and the album with "Find Your Way Back" on it. Okay.
Find Your Way Back.
That's a pretty terrible album cover.
That is a terrible album cover. What were you people thinking? Oh my God.
And Don has another question for us. Who is your first concert? No, who is my first concert? Styx is my first concert.
I think I went to my very first concert. I can close this now.
Yeah.
My very first concert was Hall & Oates. So that was fun.
Okay.
Hall & Oates before they became really big.
I saw Loretta Lynn and I saw Bobby Vinton, but I don't count those. My first honest concert was Styx, spring of '79. They were on the Pieces of 8 tour. It was a 16th birthday present. They put on a great show. Went to see Kansas that summer too, and they were awesome.
Yep. Now, as far as so I went to that Hall & Oates concert. I had no idea who they were. I went with a friend, moral support. And then, of course, after that, they had some hits. But I was very young. In Excess was her first. Cool. But the ones I enjoyed were Melissa Etheridge, Indigo Girls, Figures. But that's my kind of, I kind of have a I don't know, what do you want to call it? I have a rock aesthetic, but I also like the folk.
Folky rock.
Folky rock. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
it's
just what they all
enjoyed
do,
those. And and almost any concert's good because you get to get out and kind of enjoy the music and enjoy the.
I don't agree. We paid a lot of money to see Toto live back before all Rosanna and Africa. During the Hydra tour, they were terrible. I mean, they were honestly terrible on stage. Their opening act was a band called The Strand. Their opening act was better than they were. And
That's pretty bad.
Of course, this is also, it was at a different venue. It was at the Spokane Opera House as opposed to the Spokane Coliseum where I'd seen all the other ones. And it was just, I don't know, maybe it was the acoustics of the place. It didn't do the rock well. I don't know, but I just was not impressed at all with Toto live. After, I haven't seen him since, so. But I've seen Def Leppard twice, and they were great. And I've seen Hanson 4 times. They're great. And we saw Stryper, and my ears have never been the same.
Tonight is a bitch, isn't it? Yeah.
Bass the bass was so high, I literally had to go. Bite your tongue, Patrick. You walked out of Def Leppard.
Why would you walk out of Def Leppard?
Oh, honestly.
So you're saying the bass was so intense that it caused an arrhythmia? I mean, what happened?
I mean, the bass was just so loud. I had to leave. I left before the show was over. It was at the House of Blues on one year on September 11th after all the crazy stuff happened. So we were nervous about it anyway.
House of Blues isn't huge. No,
but they're pretty big around here, and they have good. They're the one in Boston is pretty. You can the sound. I've never had a problem with the sound there before, but they literally told us we have the bass cranked real loud. We like the bass, and I'm just like I had to get out of there. It was driving me crazy. But Kim got to see them live, and she was happy. They're one of her favorite bands, and that made it all worthwhile. But my hearing's never been the same ever.
I bet. I bet. So you do not pour sugar. I guess Patrick don't like. Is it you don't like them, or you don't? You just I don't know.
I have never seen them put on a bad show, but that's me. So there you go.
Okay. Motley Crue was his last concert.
Yeah.
Chicago and the Beach Boys.
And Beach Boys 75.
Oh, wow.
So that would have been back when they were still both really good. Aerosmith. Aerosmith was good. We saw them New Year's Eve 93 at the original Boston Garden. They put on a pretty good show. Mighty Mighty Boss Tones were their opening act. Couldn't stand them, but that's me. I don't like them that well. So
I don't have a lot of backlog, or a catalog of shows I've been to, live shows or concerts I've been to, because I'm not a real fan of live music. Does that make any sense? I mean, I enjoy the bands I enjoy, and I would love to see certain bands that I like live. But like, if I have a choice between buying a live album and a studio album, I'll buy the studio album.
Yeah, me too. I don't do a lot of live albums. Very few
exceptions to that, and I don't
mind watching them live. I don't mind watching them live, but when I just listen to them and live album, there's only a very few that I really like, and the one I think I like really well is what everybody likes, and that's Frampton Comes Alive. It's a great album, and it's a terrific album. But I mean, I can watch YouTube live videos. I've loved. I love watching the Lucas Graham stuff. I'm a big fan of theirs. I'd love to see Dottie Freyer live. He's posted a couple of his concerts online, which is really cool. I mean, there's only a few people I would still go see in person, because number one, most of the acts that we would want to go see are 2 generations below us, and everybody would be going like, "Oh, who brought their grandparents?" And it's like,
or dead, unfortunately, yes.
Okay, and but it would be like, and Kim would be trying to mosh, and then that would be a disaster in itself.
Ooh, I'd pay money to see that. Well, yeah, I mean, like, okay, so if you gave me an opportunity, some of the artists I really enjoy, I would go see them live. Yes. If Karen Carpenter would be resurrected and show up on stage with her brother, I would be there. Yes, I would be there for that, definitely. But as far as most bands, okay. Patrick's agreed on.
We don't go to, I mean, we haven't been to any bad shows up here. We saw Nelson live, acoustic live. It was just Matthew and Gunnar. It wasn't the band, but we've also seen them with the band before, around when the album came out. But we saw them separately. She saw them here. I saw them in Ohio when I was living out there, and they put on a great show. And Owl City puts on a great show. They're Adam Young is one of the funniest people I've ever seen when he's on stage, because he does all of these goofy songs anyway, and then he's like, "Oh, Boston, I just want to hug you all," all these weird things that you don't get out of most of these people. But we haven't been since the last concert we went to was probably Hanson's String Theory tour, which was 2018. So it's been a while. We did. Although we've been thinking about making an exception next month. Oh no, that wasn't the last one. Was Lindsey Sterling a couple years ago. She was awesome.
I'm not a big stadium person either. I'd like a more intimate venue, and I really would enjoy like an unplugged or acoustic set or a concert more than I would full on bass blowing, the whole 9 yards. So
that's actually I was just gonna. That was what I was just starting to say. For a year there, we were going to see, we saw the Swell season 4 times in a year, or a year and a half. Wow. Of course, Glenn Hansard, Marquetta Erglova, they were the stars of the film once, and they were performing together at successively larger venues. We saw them first at the Brattle Theater, audience is 250, and then we saw them at the Orpheum, and then at the Berkeley, and then finally at Agganis Arena. And they're just amazing, and they're mostly acoustic. If you're familiar with Glenn or Marquetta, they're both fantastic singers and vocalists, and they just put on an amazing show. And they're back together and touring again, and we'll be here in Boston next month. And we've been him and her highness whether or
Glams
not we're
isn't
going to take
aware
it.
of your Hanson addiction.
Yeah, apparently not, Glams. What's the deal, Glams? You know me for a long time now on these chats.
Yes, that Hanson. Yes. To answer the question, yes, that Hanson.
Yes, that Hanson. And you know what really bothers me about people who are unaware of Hanson? The ones that automatically go, "Oh, Hanson? Oh, bop." Because that's all they know. That's all they think of.
That's what they're
and
known
Umbop,
for,
by
man.
the way, is back on the Hot 100 as a new song with Busted.
Really?
They've re-recorded it with a British band, Busted, and it's really good.
You never know what's going to bring something back on the charts. Either it's in a movie or whatever. So that's cool. Black Sabbath. Wow.
Okay, you're forgiven.
Black Sabbath. That would be fun. Yeah, I mean, some of the classic bands I wish I had seen, just because then you had seen them. But the area I grew up in, it was not. Chicago was maybe like 4 or 5 hours away from where I grew up, so we didn't go to Chicago a lot for things, at all. And there was just no real local venues that would house, would bring an A-list band anyway. Thus, the Hall & Oates before they became famous. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Jennifer. Welcome over. Thanks for coming in.
Jennifer. Thanks for coming, guys, everybody. In case you come in late, we're talking about just anything music, so go ahead and throw a topic out there. I'd like to know everybody how everybody either goes, would you rather have a live album or a studio album of an artist of choice? I would love to see what you guys have to say about that.
Yep.
Because as you know, my opinion on it, but I would love to see what you guys think. And if so, what artist would that be? That would be the other thing. For sure.
I don't have that many live albums, so I honestly, what I have, I don't listen to that much unless I really, really, really love it. So
I have very few. I mean, I could probably count them on one hand. And I don't believe that Frampton Comes Alive is one of them.
I love Frampton Comes Alive.
I don't have that one. It's just I've never really thought it was that great. There's a couple songs
I got it from a friend for free on an 8-track. And I played it constantly, and I eventually ended up finally getting the CD of it a few years ago because I missed hearing it. I always loved it, but yeah, I don't do many beyond that. So
yeah,
I have a Carpenters one. I never listened to it. I have a Styx one. I never listened to it. I have the Moody Blues. I never listened to it, which I got from my cousin.
There you go. I mean, the only live album I think I listened to on the regular would be. Not on the regular. I mean, I don't pull it out every day. But Barry Manilow's live album.
Oh yeah, Barry Manilow did like his is a good live album too. Jennifer says studio sounds better. Yep, we totally agree. Sorry, Jennifer.
Sorry. We should put a disclaimer on these videos. You may have an earworm, and we're sorry.
Yeah.
I could bring up Disco Duck again. We could talk about. No, we won't do that. Change that. Live bands, I don't mind. Pink Floyd, yeah, Pink Floyd is good live. And if they could ever, get their collective shit together and come back together, I'm sure that they would probably because there's 2 different versions of Pink Floyd now, right? They split up, or one person left, and now you've got 2 different touring bands that are Pink Floyd. Just saying.
I'm not terribly impressed with Pink Floyd, period. But I like some of their stuff, but the live stuff I've never. The Pulse album was out when I was working for Transworld, and we played the video of that and the CD of that, and I didn't like it, and I got sick of it. So I think that would really turn me off of it. So
okay. Well, yeah, that happens. So I like Roger Waters and the Roger Water years for Pink Floyd, right? But now he's off on his own doing his own thing, and the rest of Pink Floyd is doing their thing. And there was a big controversy about who had the right to what songs and that kind of thing. So I don't know. I'll just do it on an album.
Cool. Whatever you like, it's whatever you like is whatever you like. Pulse is just not my thing. And the odd thing is, Pulse was being recorded across the street from the hotel we were staying in London the week we were there. They were
Really?
doing a 2-week stint at Earl's Court, and our hotel was basically right across the street from Earl's Court. And so there were Pink Floyd fans in there like 4 nights in a row, and that's where Pulse was recorded. And I'm like, okay, fine. Thankfully it's not loud enough that it disturbs the hotel people.
But you can still hear it.
Yeah,
You,
and it's a nice venue too. I mean, it was a nice venue from what we could see. So very cool.
Pretty cool. So who else? What do we got? Yeah, I know it would be cool to just kind of be there when they did it. Sing the song. Someone sings live. Wait a minute. I can't stand when someone sings live and it don't sound like the album. Yeah, that's the other thing too. When I'm listening to a song, my brain is like going through the tape it has of it already, if I've heard it before. So if something's off, I mean, it does bother me. I mean, I like if I'm listening. Here's an example. I am listening to. I did that video about that cheap turntable, right? And I said it sounds a little fast to me. That kind of throws you out of the experience. So, and the fact it sounds like crap. But the
it sounds
watch
like
the video,
crap.
you'll figure it out.
Turntable was terrible.
It was bad. But so you're playing. You've got this in your head. You know what you're expecting it to sound like. And then they improvise or whatever, and it kind of can take you out of the love of it, I guess, or take you out of the moment of it. I'm weird.
Oh yeah. It's like watching Guns N' Roses. They do crazy stuff. You know, back in the day, they would do crazy stuff. It wasn't exactly, right like the album. I don't mind when they deviate from the album when I see them live. If it's not terribly off, Hanson does that a lot, and other acts I've seen.
And I think it depends on how well you know the song too, because it's pretty forgiving if you don't know the song that well and they kind of improvise on it or freestyle or whatever you want to call it. But if it's like something that you could sing in the shower, a lot of times you're not happy when they change it. So I get that. Oh, wait a minute. Whoop. Okay, there we go. You and I are hitting at the same time. That's the problem.
See, that's what I thought the problem was with Hall & Oates. I got to be honest, Mary. Well, I saw Hall & Oates on their live, like on an HBO concert, and I'm sorry, they were just kind of, and I like their stuff. Normally, I was a big fan of the singles, at least, but I just thought they were boring. I thought Air Supply was boring live too. They were just basically copying the songs and barely interacting with the audience. At least what we saw on the television special.
Are you sure it wasn't just lip synced?
No, it wasn't lip synced. You could tell they were doing it live, but it was this is back 80, 81, 82.
Because they do that too.
Yeah. And I've seen live concerts on television that just blew me away. Dolly Parton, she's freaking awesome live. She knows how to charge up a crowd. Carpenters, I've seen some of their stuff live on tape, on video. Great stuff, Karen's voice is magic, especially live. So, there was just, I don't know that, like I said, I really enjoyed seeing Styx when I was out there when I was a kid. And the audience reaction and the way Tommy Shaw led into Renegade, and the whole place was just quiet. And then they start the a cappella stuff at the beginning. It was an amazing feeling. It's really something.
Yes. I agree, Tommy Shaw. When when they split up and he went off to do, what did they do? Power Station? No. What was Tommy Shaw's?
Damn Yankees.
Damn Yankees, thank you. They were good, but I did miss him with Styx, and I just wish they would have stuck together longer. But that whole Pieces of 8 album, those years, that's like my cruise downtown with my car as a teenager kind of stuff.
Grand Illusion, Pieces of 8, Cornerstone, Paradise Theater, 4 best albums. Love them.
I would agree. No argument there. Chime in,
Yeah.
people. What do you think? Mike and the Mechanics, not great in concert. Not that they sang bad. The music was too loud, and they didn't seem to want to be. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like after a while, if you're on the road long enough, you just don't want to be there anymore. So
Yeah.
that's too bad. Yeah, that's too bad. I'm sorry about that.
You guys just went and saw was it Melissa Etheridge fairly recently, like in the last year or so?
A couple years ago.
A couple years ago. You
At the
said that
Ring?
she was really great in concert. You liked that a
Yeah.
lot, right?
Yes. Yeah.
She's
Yes,
another
I
one
did.
though that interacts considerably with her audience, right?
Yeah, she does. She does.
That
Her
always makes it great to me. That makes it so much better.
yeah, and but she's got a specific she's an artist, she's a rock girl, but she has her specific audience type, which is a lot of women and short haircuts. Let's put it that way. Not to be too specific. But she does have a very strong following of lesbians. And so I wish I could say the same. No, I don't want. But my point is that she's got a very strong lesbian following as well. So they will. She can do a lot of small venues and probably still make money because
Yeah.
of people will. Her fan club. It's weird. Her fan club. They will literally go to every freaking show she ever does, and they will follow
Oh,
her
that's what
around the
Hanson's
country
does too.
like the Grateful Dead. It's kind of that
Yeah.
way, and it
Yeah.
just blows me away. So.
Larry, yes, Equinox is a good album too, but it's pre Tommy Shaw. And I'm a big Tommy Shaw fan.
Yeah, I gotta say, I like Styx's earlier stuff. I went ahead at one point and bought all their like 1, 2, 3, 4,
Actually,
the
no, that's
4 or
wrong.
5
That's
albums.
Shaw's first album with them, right? Yeah, I think I got the wrong one. I'm thinking the Man of Miracles is one I'm thinking of.
I
Sorry.
listened to their earlier stuff, and I agree with you that the best years were the Pieces of Eight, Paradise
Yeah.
Theater, the whole all that, and then Mr.
Um,
Roboto kind of went, but that's what I'm gonna.
I've got to be totally honest. Taylor puts on a great show, I'm sure, from what I can see. I'm not a big fan. I don't think that much of her music. I don't really think much of her as a person from what I've seen. I don't really have an opinion, and I've said that as far as whether other people should listen to her. Kim loves her. Kim likes, really likes what she does. But the concerts have been doing really well. But yeah, it's like Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran was here last weekend or the weekend before last, and I didn't even know they were doing Ed Sheeran concerts, or maybe we probably would have gone because Kim and I both love him. But I found out his opening act was Rosa Lynn, who is this up and coming singer from Armenia that was represented her country in Eurovision last year, and she's had a couple of big hits here since then. I love her. I would love to have seen her, but I don't want to go to a show where I have to watch the screen. We've done that with Ricky Martin, and while Ricky put on a great show at the Fleet Center at the time, we chose to sit all the way in the back on the top floor because it was open seating, and it made it for a better show because we weren't in all the screaming people, and we could see good on the screens, but you could barely see him on stage. So, other than watching the screens, and that seems kind of just, you're not really there. You're watching a TV show. What's the point?
Well, you kind of are, though. I love it. I saw the Indigo Girls. I was the only man to use a men's bathroom. Yeah, I'll bet you were. I'll bet you were. I love it. Yeah, it's but I do like the folky stuff.
You don't think Ed Sheeran's good looking, Patrick? Okay, that's fine.
Is the music or the looks? He looks like, I don't know, gross.
He looks like your average next door guy.
Obviously, Patrick doesn't like gingers. There you go.
Patrick.
Don't look at him. Just listen. Don't look. I like Ed Sheeran. I like his music. I haven't watched enough of him live or interviewed or anything to know, much about him, but I do enjoy his music. And the fact that he can play, a hit song in 4 chords. Other than that.
Okay, Patrick doesn't like his music either. Okay. True metalhead all the way around. All
the way, baby. Messing my Instagram algorithm. What did you do to your Instagram algorithm? God, dude. Yep. I don't know. Go back to getting cat videos. I think that would help you a lot more. For
Yeah.
sure. So what else is news with you people out in the chat world? Anything fun happening? Any music you've picked up lately? Because a lot of times even if you're just consuming it digitally, any
Yep.
new bands or new things you've been picking up on? I know Glams is always looking for Elvis, but
You
oh
did it
boy,
on purpose. You purposely mess with your algorithms to get Taylor Swift videos. Okay, now you're not making any sense, Patrick. What the
what does
hell?
that say about you, Patrick? You poor thing.
Don's not a big fan. Doesn't care for Ed either, from the look of it.
I mean, I'm not running down the road to buy his albums. I don't think I own anything of his except digitally. I have
Yeah, that's all I do
some
too.
hits, but I don't have any vinyl of his. I don't have any CDs that I'm aware of. Mary could tell you better than I do because she keeps this. She's the keeper of the CDs. She's the downloader of the music and the keeper of the CDs. But I don't think we have any Ed Sheeran. I've watched some videos. I've listened to his music online, but that's about it. But I don't have an Ed Sheeran
Waiting to hear
playlist.
from. Yeah, waiting to hear from Mary about what it's like to see Bruce Hornsby in concert.
Yeah. Yeah. Going through a huge lot of CDs we purchased. I'm finding some great CDs and music. Cool. Yeah, she is. She's finding a lot of stuff. We bought a mega lot, like 504 CDs or whatever, I believe was a total, if I'm not mistaken. Mary will correct me. And yeah, we have a lot of music now. More than we had before. We had a lot of music.
Yeah, this week I'll actually be able to pay attention when you're doing your rapid fire round, unlike last week when I was swamped with 20,000 calls.
Yeah, we'll bring some
back.
back.
I couldn't do anything, couldn't get the keywords fast enough.
Sorry, buddy. But you're not working this week, and that's the thing, right?
Exactly.
You got it.
Yeah.
You've got the time now. Yeah, I know it's quick, but I'll bring them. We'll rotate them through again. I mean, but we've got two more boxes of stuff.
I'm jonesing here. I haven't bought records from you in like a month, except
I know you're buying
2 or 3 I have from what I've been buying the small things from Whatnot instead of the big challenge stuff. The box sets and stuff.
That's okay though. You're getting what you want. That's the important thing. Finding what you like and getting what you want.
There we go. OMG, It was awesome. So I'm in Maryville, Indiana. Yeah, I would love to see him live. I love his music. I'm not as big of, I don't know as much of it as Mary does. Obviously, I know more of his hits, first couple albums I have. But I've always loved his music. Another person I'd love to see live that I've heard is terrific when he was performing. I don't know that he's even performing anymore. The dude named Mark Cohen that did Walking in Memphis. I heard he was phenomenally good live, and I would love to see him too. But Kim hates that song because they overplayed it, and it's like you and Maggie May. So she just really,
please. Thank you.
Yeah. So she does not. I don't play that song around her. It makes her crazy.
I like
the song one of these days.
Larry, sealed Chinatown soundtrack.
Ooh,
nice. That's cool. That's a good.
You get a good rate on it, Larry? That was probably a pretty pricey idea back then. It's 40 years old almost. Wow.
Yeah. Speaking of making you feel old, there you go. Meet him after the concert and talk to the drummer for about an hour. So that was cool.
That is cool.
Down like Soundcastle. Nice. For sure. I could probably do it now. See, I don't know. I know the Mandolin Rain albums, right? That stuff from from him, but I could probably do a concert without a problem because there's only a few songs that I know of his that aren't in my head forever. So, and he's
someone else. Go ahead.
For sure.
Yeah, someone else I'd love to see again, and I only saw her briefly when she was opening for somebody else 20 going on 30 years ago was Jan Arden. I love Jan Arden. She's awesome. And that's one of the few live albums I love, Jan Arden live with the Vancouver Symphony, because she is killingly funny on that CD and the music is fabulous and she's incredible live. So
I guess I'm going to have to write that one down too. Because I don't have that one. I've got her Living Under June, was it?
Yep.
Yeah, I've got that album, but I don't have her. It's live.
Oh, geez, Dawn. That's the only one you have is Living Under June?
Sorry.
We'll talk.
I'll get the other one.
We'll talk.
Oh my God. Okay, fine. It's like, pity the poor soul. Yes, I saw a man with no shoes until I saw the man with no feet, and then I felt really bad for him. Yeah, that's the one. Obviously, I need to up my game here, kids. Per TC.
Yeah,
What
that's not bad, and that'll be a good turnaround profit too, for sure.
That's amazing.
Absolutely, yeah. And
Good
it's
job.
still sealed. You know, it's probably going to be in pristine shape. Hopefully, it's not
so,
warped,
yeah.
but if it was well taken
That's
care of,
nice.
it shouldn't be. Uh-oh. We
What
hit a
if
nerve
God
with
was one of
Patrick
us?
again.
I like the song Insensitive, and I'll tell you why. No, I didn't hear it beat to death. And so, I mean, after it got to be popular, yes, they beat the shit out of that song. They really did. It was played everywhere. It was played on every TV show. It was played on everything. But I heard it when it first came out, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
And the nice thing is, it's not even the best song on the album. There's 3 or 4 other songs on that album that are way better. And I love that album anyway, but I love all of her stuff. She's just an amazing performer.
Yep. Stuck in black and white text. I know. There's not enough color in this. So wait a minute. What is it? Oh no, Insensitive. My bad. I failed. No one I missed. Oh, okay. You messed up? You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. So you're taking the week off, TC.
Yeah.
To do many, many things that you've been putting off forever.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing him here and there, just slowly working toward what I need to get finally done. Right. Yeah.
But now you're gonna take some time for you.
Yeah.
What is the one album that you could, if you go out to the record store right now and buy, what would you buy?
What do you mean, current or classic? Like, or you just
like Unicornish, maybe? Throwing him a curveball.
Grail?
Yeah, or a Grail, yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of them.
Mostly,
I wouldn't really. The one thing I've been looking for years, that is just out of my price range is the Diabolic soundtrack. Okay. Danger Diabolic soundtrack. I want the CD rather than the vinyl, and I just keep hoping they'll do I'd take the vinyl if they do a record store day reissue or something. Okay. And they keep issuing Morricone stuff. I keep hoping Diabolic's going to be the next one. I love the music from that movie. It's just so out there and crazy. The other stuff would probably be the Philip Glass Record Store Day 2021 reissue of Koyaanisqatsi, which is also a great score.
You said something about that before. It's just really hard to get or really expensive.
I don't like the idea of paying $175 to Flippers for a $40 album.
That is ridiculous.
It is.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
It sucks.
So for me, I'm always looking to kind of come up as far as quality of what I have. So anything I've mostly cleaned up my Carpenters collection, so that's not a thing. I would love, of course, to have the original release of their first album, but hey, money. It's out there.
No kidding.
But
offering goes for $450 or average on Discogs.
Yeah.
Even though it's the same album as Ticket to Ride, it's just a different cover.
Yeah. There's no difference in music at all, as far as I can tell from the track listing.
No, it's the same album. They just repackaged it with a new title.
Yeah. So I would probably work on my my Alan Parsons for sure, because I think there's a yeah, I know. And then I would probably ELO would be the other one, and then there's some Dolly Parton now that I want, because I've been watching your shows, and there's some really good Dolly out there that I need to get.
Dolly's awesome. I've been a big fan for so long, and I just love this chance I've been getting from the Vinyl Me Parton series to get some of the older stuff that I've never had. And it's just, I mean, it's Vinyl Me Please, so it's good quality, great quality music. $150 for the cassette, Larry.
Yeah,
Oh
I
gosh.
know. Larry, you
For
had
a
150 for a
cassette from
cassette?
1969?
Damn,
Oh, that
buddy.
must have been wonderfully awful sound.
Well, I mean, it depends. If it was in good shape, it still probably sounded good. Yeah, you don't. No, how many cassettes do you own?
Yes, let's talk about that
Does it
to
have a number
round
on the
out the
cover?
show. The terrible album covers that the Carpenters did. Every single album cover almost was god awful.
They were.
Offering was terrible from what I've seen of it.
Ticket
And
to Ride wasn't much better.
the only good one was Carpenters because it didn't have them on it. It was just the logo, you know? Passage was
or the
good for the same
singles,
reason.
or the singles album. Yeah, but if you open the singles album up and the photo they took of them inside on that bridge or whatever, that was
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
They distorted it enough so Karen Carpenter's hand looked like she had a claw. That was lovely. Yeah, not a great photo.
You read in the book, I'm sure, where Richard talked extensively about how much they hated the cover shoots they had every time they did them. They just thought they looked terrible and never got a good picture of them until way later in their career. And even then, it's not great.
It's not great.
It's better
They
than
were
it
better
was.
singers than they were. They weren't very photographic. Or, yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't that they weren't photographic. It's just that the way that they decided to shoot them was terrible. The Close to You cover. Who came up with that? Sitting on these big rocks in this long Little House on the Prairie dress for Karen in the middle of the dreary. I mean, what the hell were they thinking? I don't get that at all.
I'm not a fan of the Now and Then cover either.
It's blurry.
Pulled out. Was it? It was. Yeah,
it looks blurry to me.
And the artist renderings of the two of them on the inside is not that great either.
No, the artist rendering on Made in America cover is much better. I like the cover of Made in America.
True. Wait a minute. Ticket to Ride. I'm looking at this. Mad Max Thunderdome, maybe? Oh, okay, cool. It says Thundersome, but I think that might have been a correct. Typo. Patrick, I have two Mad Max singles in my eBay store. There you go. Go to Larry's eBay store. You can find more. Exactly. Yeah, I've got to list some more vinyl in our store. I've been kind of like, I take a pile of things and I list. And as I'm going through 45s and LPs and stuff, I'll pull stuff that looks like it's worth putting on eBay. I found a really cool thing, by the way. If you got a second, I'll show you. International Harvester Cub Cadet promo disc.
Oh my gosh.
It's the same on both sides, and it's got it was probably done with a film strip where you hear the beep and it would flip the film strip to the next frame like a slideshow.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so I've got this, and it's got a bid on it already, so that's cool. I put it on auction. Yeah,
stuff like that is always a collector's interested in. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody who's into Cub Cadet, I guess. I don't know. Here we go. Oh yeah, Larry, now you're in trouble. Patrick's going to hound you for the Transformers stuff.
Now, see, I thought you had that already, Patrick.
He wants a better. Maybe he's trying to, trade up. Wants a better copy. If I ever see that album in like colored vinyl and some release for a record store day, I'm buying that for Patrick. I'm on it. We all know now Patrick wants that.
Yeah, Patrick, there is a thing on the Record Store Day website where you can make suggestions for titles to come out. I would go over and send them a suggestion that they need to reissue the 1986 Transformers, the movie soundtrack on LP. You'll probably get a cool Transformer, although being Transformers, they may end up doing it as a picture disc, and we don't want to do that. We'd rather see some cool vinyl or something. Or contact Enjoy the Ride. They love doing weird movie soundtracks. EnjoyTheRide.com.
No, yeah, don't take that personally. He didn't mean that movie was weird. He just means unusual and different.
Yeah.
I have it all in digital. I have the cassette. I want the album just for the art. Yeah, no kidding. Well, they might read. You can never know. If I come across it, buddy, it's yours. I'll find it. I will find it and get it to you for sure. Oops. I know. I hit my thing. I'm sorry. I have
You hit your thing.
I hit my
Oh
thing.
no.
I hit this, which is a ruler. And I went chitty-ding. Sorry, guys. Sorry if you have headphones on.
You are not obnoxious about it.
No.
There's no. You can't be obnoxious about what you like.
Larry, did you?
Brownsville Station. And you've come across any Brownsville Station?
Not yet. But I'm pulling them back. Okay, so we've got our storage unit full of these boxes. I'm pulling them back 3 boxes at a time. So I'm going through them. But yeah, and it's per record label. But I will keep my eyes peeled for you.
So Brownsville Station would be either Big Tree or what we do last time? Private stock.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't
The
seen
early
either
stuff
of those
on
yet.
Big Tree and the later stuff on private stock. So
okay, I keep an eye out. I don't mind looking for things for people. That's fine. Veronica just walks away. Yeah, it happens. Poor guy.
Poor Veronica.
You're fine. Yeah, no worries. But yeah, and then I took some more footage of the jukebox, which is looking more and more like a more than just a fall project. That thing
Oh
is in
yeah,
bad
everybody!
shape.
If you haven't seen it already, go watch Dawn's video about that god awful turntable. She's a saint for putting up with that testing. I swear, that thing is terrible.
It was a mistake buy. Okay.
It was an accidental buy, and it was worth it. But it was definitely worth trying it out just to see what happened because it was. Yeah. I wouldn't gift that to an enemy.
I know. That's why I said it's I said originally in my footage I said coming to an auction near you, and I'm like, no, why would I do that to somebody? It's the same. I mean, basically the same mechanism as a Crossley suitcase turntable. I have a pink one that I use for 78s. It sounds much better than that piece of did. So just saying, not all.
That thing had sound quality that it wasn't terribly better than a close and play.
Yeah, it was very tinny.
It was awful.
Even run through an amplifier, it was very tinny. I had to adjust the heck out of it. It's just it's a ceramic cartridge versus a magnetic, number one, and those are different and they play differently. But I've had ceramic cartridges that played much better than that.
Oh
it's just the way it's equalized inside and the way it's set up. So the impedance and stuff is set differently, and they didn't do a good job on this one at all. But hey, what do I know? I know what I hear.
So what do you have coming up this week?
So this week, it's going to be a busy week. We're doing our Tuesdays and Thursdays noon show, Chick Chat at noon Eastern for you guys who don't.
Everybody be there.
Everybody be there. It's going to be fun. And then Tuesday night, we're doing Whatnot again, so I've got to get that together. I've got about six or 7 different things out there now, but I'm going to load more up tomorrow. And then Wednesday, we're doing the Hump Day auction again with Johnny, so I have to get 45s ready for that. And then I believe it's the 21st on Friday, which means we're doing a Deals of the Dawns on Dawn's Southern Fine. Oh yeah,
that's right.
So I'll be doing that too. So it'll be a busy week. And in between all that, I get to figure out, how I can get more 45s and process them and things like that.
Well, that's what you taught Mom and Mary to do that for you. So that has got to be of some help, at least.
Yeah, why not? Why not? She helps. She does. She's doing good. She prefers the turntable downstairs than the one upstairs because it's an old project turntable, and it doesn't shut. You move the arm and it doesn't stop turning, and you have to turn it on with a switch, and it's just very non-automatic. It's very manual. That's the one you have to change the belt. You have to pull the turntable top off to put the belt around the other. Yeah.
Oh, that's a pain.
It's an oldie.
Yeah.
Needless to say, she likes the realistic down here. So yeah, what are you up to? Week off.
Usual stuff. I'm actually off. I'm going to try and get everything done. I wanted it done around the house. Plus, I got tons of shows to do, and shorts to edit and obscurias to do. And most of my stuff appears at 4 p.m. Eastern time, Tuesday through Thursday, and then every other Friday and Saturday and Sunday also. And I also have a show called the Power Tracks Countdown 50/50 Countdown. That's Saturdays at 7, and Obscuria is Monday through Friday at 11 a.m.
Your Obscuria shorts are very good for flushing an earworm. by the way. So check them out. If you got a song stuck in your head and you can't get rid of it, go check out TC's shorts, his little Obscuria shorts. They will help. They will help.
They will help get rid of the earworm you have and then plant a new one.
And yeah, exactly. Often it's, you know, you can't get rid of something without putting something back in its place, but that's the way it works. Thank you guys for coming in. This was fun.
Yes.
Had a good time. If there's any topics you guys want to talk about, put them in the comment section below once you've seen this and once it's rendered or whatever. We would love to hear from you.
We would, and we'll be back here and Dawn hosting on her channel in 2 weeks, which is, what is that? That is going to be
time for
the 31st, July 31st.
Hey, there you go. So we'll see you then.
Yeah, we will.
Thanks
until
everybody.
next time. For Finding Your Music Mojo, I'm TC from TKR Video Central.
And I'm Dawn from Two Hip Chicks.
And I hope we will see you around, and especially on Dawn's chat.
Love to see you. Come on down.
All righty.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.